Good morning, Dan, and happy birthday on your 29th year on the earth. This is your father, John, and I know you may think this is a lame way to give you a birthday present, but I realized that there are many things I've given you throughout your life to help you have a good life. And one of those things I didn't give you was how to change oil in a motorcycle. There are two reasons for this. One is I didn't have a motorcycle, and two, I really never changed the oil in my car. I always had someone else do it. So today I'm going to show you a civil engineer's way to change oil on your motorcycle. It's a logical process, and that's the key word, process. It's not going to tell you the details, but it's going to tell you in general what you can expect from a motorcycle change. So first of all, let's begin with the vehicle itself. First of all, I want to say this. This is not a motorcycle. And this is a motorcycle. It's important to know what the difference between a car and a motorcycle is. That is the first step, making sure you're changing the oil in the right vehicle. So now that we've determined that, the next step is what kind of oil and what do you use to change the oil. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to look at different kind of things that we have around the house to make sure that that you don't do the wrong thing. First of all, you look around the house and see, do you have the proper oil? Well, here's the first thing to look at. This is something we call WD-40. It's something we keep around the house to use in case we don't know what else to do. This is not oil. Do not use this and put this in your vehicle. On another note, this is something else we have around the house. This is called antifreeze and coolant. This is something I've had for the last 4 years around the house because it was left over from when we used it before. This is not oil as well. Finally, well, not finally, I'll show you a couple other things. One is Rust Away. Now you may think it could be used as oil because maybe your vehicle is a little rusty. But if you put this in the oil chamber, whatever that's called, it won't work. Finally, I think we're coming closer to something that's more usable. This is called 4-cycle small engine oil. Now, this is used for a weed whacker that I never really used as well. I had you boys do that because I thought that was something to teach you yourself how to use weed whacker. But I'm not sure this is oil as well. In fact, this oil is probably 7 years old. I should get rid of it. This is closer to the oil you want to use, but I would recommend using oil, fresh oil, instead of old oil like this. So, the first step, learning what kind of oil to use in your vehicle. Now, let's go to the actual vehicle itself. Here, let's take a look. Okay, the first thing to do in learning to change oil is to figure out where to put the oil in. Now, as you can see, a vehicle is made of, like this, the motorcycle is made of kind of a structure with 2 wheels. So we know you cannot put the oil in the wheels. Right in the middle thing here, I think is something called really something called a motor. And it has like these silver things coming out of it. Now, those are pretty big. I'll point to it. See this? Those are pretty big things. I don't think that's where oil would go. So now, this is the important part, so pay attention. See this? This does look like a spark plug. I think it's a spark plug. That isn't where you put the oil. Now this thing back here, it looks like it could be, but I'm not sure. But it usually has a little dipstick thing to look for. So I'm pointing out something very important. You first have to know where to put the oil. I don't know where to do that on your motorcycle, but make sure you get an instruction book that tells you how to do it, all right? So the oil. And then, well, wait a second, let's look under here. This is kind of your seat thing, and special secrets are kept under here. I'm not sure what. I think there's a battery here that was, hold on just a second, it was taken off. Well, I can't get this up. There must be a latch or something, so we'll leave that there. I don't want to mess up your vehicle. So, 3 steps. Know your vehicle. Know what you have. Let's refresh. Not a car, a motorcycle. The second step, what do you put in? This is close to that, but don't use this. Third, where to put the oil in. Oh, I forgot one thing. This is a process step I should reinsert. You have to take, when you find out where to put oil in, before you put oil in, you must learn where to put oil out. In other words, where to drain the oil. Somewhere on this vehicle, there's a draining stick. I don't know what it's called, but it's some kind of hole where you would unplug and you would open it up and you would drain it, and you would probably have to put something under it. Now, as an environmental engineer, I know that's a containment vessel, secondary containment. You need to contain your oil, and I would recommend not just draining it on the ground. You know, that's not environmentally good. But to contain it, and you can then recycle that somewhere. I don't know where, because I don't do that, but somewhere you can recycle that. And then finally, here's a key thing. After you open the little hole for the draining, put the plug back in, because if you don't do that, there could be disastrous consequences. For example, when you find the hole to put the oil in, it will drain through your vehicle and it will drain out of the hole that you did not plug in. So there. So again, a refresher. Car, motorcycle. WD-40, some kind of oil product. Third, the holes to put oil in and to take oil out. And then finally, how much oil do you put in? My recommendation is this: you put in enough to fill it up. When it starts overflowing, you've put enough oil in. So then you, at the end, close all of the holes and you're ready to start your vehicle. So, my son, on your 29th birthday, I hope I have given you enough to get you through the rest of your life on this very important issue. Your mother's strongest recommendation, though, is to sell this vehicle because she does not want you to ride it the rest of your life. Okay, that's all from Indiana, and good luck and have a great, happy birthday.